recording will हाँ वो तो हो गया अभी प्रेजेंट के लिए
Hello, can you listen to me now?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
But video, I feel I cannot share now. Only that photo is there.
Okay, so just a second, I'll assign you the right, sir. Okay. Sir, please try it once.
Yes. Now
your video is visible. Yes.
Now I want to remove the background.
Yes, that background is okay.
Background. How we can choose virtual?
Yes.
तो इसको क्या करना, नील करना है ना? Now okay करना. Now is it visible, sir? है ना?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. You can also check screen sharing if you want. Just for a moment.
Screen sharing. I can share now, na? Now
Yes, yes.
and the annoyance of all disable participant annoyance I can but now. Yeah. Now
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible. Very much visible.
Now I want to cancel it, na?
Your choice. We don't have any problem.
Okay. No
yes,
problem.
It is still fine, sir. No need to cancel anything. I think we can still proceed. No problem with that.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir. Just firstly, I will introduce you, sir.
Okay.
And then we will begin with the session.
Okay.
Yes, good morning, dear participants. I heartily welcome you to this second day for our FDP. Our resource person for today's first session is Dr. Dhiraj Deshmukh. I'm going to introduce you all with brief achievements of his career. Dr. Dhiraj Deshmukh is presently working as Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at G.H. Raisoni College of Engineering, Nagpur. He has completed his diploma in Mechanical Engineering as well as then MTech in Heat Power Engineering and PhD in Mechanical Engineering. In total, he has 24 years of teaching experience. He has published 3 papers in national conferences, 23 papers in international conferences, 12 papers in international journals. He is functioning as a PhD guide since 2013, and he presently is guiding 6 PhD research scholars at North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. He has filed 2 patents, out of which one has been published. Just excuse me for a second. Yes. Out of which one patent is published. Also, he has 1 copyright to his credit. He has published 3 books. He has worked as chief editor-in-chief for biannual international journal IJSSBT for more than 3 years. He has delivered expert lectures on research methodology at various STTPs. He has worked as a key resource person at various international conferences. He has worked as session chair for various international conferences. He has completed 1 research project funded by RGS and TC through North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. And as on date, he has 102 citations in his Google Scholar profile with an H-index of 5. Dr. Deshmukh, sir, we heartily welcome you for today's session. So I request you to take the control of the session and enlighten the audience with your knowledge on research methodology for technical teachers. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I would like to welcome all the participants for today's session and joining this wonderful FDP, because I am basically a diploma holder in mechanical, then BE in mechanical engineering, and MTech in heat power engineering, and PhD in mechanical engineering, but the topic was on IC engines. So I would be very delighted to share my experiences, because I feel faculty development program means all are mostly MTech or PhD holders. I feel that if I can help you and or I can throw the light on the theme of HTTP, I feel it's one of the very nice theme decided by the college, St. John's College of Engineering and Management, Palghar. And I would like to thank the management also to give me this opportunity to interact with the mechanical engineering field experts, because the faculty, this particular FDP is having very good title, that research techniques and sustainable development in mechanical engineering. Now, as far as the theme is concerned and my topic is concerned, the theme is very simple. I feel everybody should gain maximum, because research, I feel, is having only two objectives. As a mechanical engineer, I feel mechanical is the royal branch or is a evergreen branch. The reason behind all this evergreen branch and royal branch is one of the cause of our all mechanical engineers. The credit goes to all mechanical engineers, and mechanical syllabus and content is very nice in graduation, post graduation, and higher levels. So I am very thankful to the management again to give me this opportunity. And the title is I feel research techniques. The other name to research technique is methodology, because methodology or technique is one of the special tool or special method. But methodology in general, I want to share that there are other possible methods also. That is the research methodology. So it is in line with the research techniques. And sustainable development, I feel sustainability is the basic need of any research, because what is meaning of sustainable? Sustainable means the resources should be available for the next generation, or as it is now today's resources are available, the same resources should be available for the future generations also. The sustainability is having so simple meaning that we should not consume all, like all the natural resources or the conventional fuels, that is petrol, diesel, and coal, or these are the means these are non-renewable or conventional sources of energy, and we must go for non-conventional sources or renewable sources of energies. The basic motto is renewable energy source means it will be automatically renewed. The energy source is because thousands of years are required to regenerate the or to prepare coal naturally. If the natural process takes thousands of years. So,
Excuse me, sir.
hello.
Dr. Deshmukh, sir. It's
Uh-huh.
a kind request to convert your screen to full screen mode.
Okay, okay.
You can simply press F5 for that, so that entire screen will be covered.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So I feel the theme is very good, and this title of my work is also in line with that, because for technical teachers, I want that this technical teachers means specifically the title is for mechanical engineer. So the focus or intention will be towards the general mechanical engineering research approaches, and what I have done and how everybody can do the patent filing or all the IPR related, intellectual property rights related activities, how we can do that everybody has to see. So I feel, one minute. I feel that everybody should see that how a mechanical engineer can do that IPR related, that is intellectual property related. The experience with me, I will be sharing for all my field mates, that is mechanical engineers. So my introduction is given by already the faculty member. Now the definitions, the brief definition, in my opinion, research is nothing but repeated search to search over and again for achieving better or best solution. Means this is the repeated search to search over and again for achieving better or best solutions. So definition is very simple, that research means repeated search, to search over and again for achieving better or best solutions. Means we have to improve, every effort should be done to improve the problem solution, a particular problem solution, better or best. But the best terminology is also time dependent, because every time the best solution today will not be the best solution for the next day. So it is a continuous process. And then methodology or tactic or strategy. A strategy is a general plan of how one should go about answering research objectives, keeping in mind constraints, that is access, time, location, money, ethical values. So methodology or tactic or strategy means, in brief, the methodology can be replaced by any other word, like technology is also or technique is also one of the optional word. So a strategy is the general plan of how one should go about answering research objectives. Means for research there will be certain objectives, or the general objectives are of course the sustainability, as the title of FDP also indicates, that answering objectives, keeping in mind constraint. There are always constraint of assess, means it's not possible everybody can assess every equipment and everything. It's not possible, so assess is a problem. Then time is also limitation, because if you are a PhD scholar, you are having a particular time span, 2 or 3 years, you will have to focus on that part. Okay, how much time is available with you. Then location. Now location means if you are now, because of this lockdown, we have understood that if you are constrained, or during the lockdown period you are only at home, so location is also one of the biggest constraint. Then money, of course, everything requires research, everything requires money, that is financial, that aspect is also essential. And then ethical value, ethical issues means ethically everything should be done, because unethical will not help you for a long term benefit. So ethical issues are there always. So the methodology is nothing but the step by step procedure, how we should go ahead to achieve the better or best solution. So in brief, research methodology definition, we have understood that research is repeated search, methodology is the step by step process to achieve good or better or best solution. So one should be ready with justification to provide valid reasons for all choices and research objectives. Means one should be always, if you are doing something, there should be some justification, because need is the mother of research. So need, or you should be able to justify to others also, because research is a combined efforts, it's a teamwork, like to provide valid reasons for all choices and research objectives. Initially think carefully about every stage, because if you are deciding a particular topic, research topic, so initially you must think, or if you have chosen a wrong topic, then after 1 or 2 months you will come to know that there are some certain more constraints, and all accessibility is a problem. You cannot make facilities at your center, at your place to get all the best benefits. Then time is also a constraint, because if there are summer season or all other seasons are there, the seasonal changes are there, so time constraint is there, location. So everything you must think initially, think carefully about every stage. That means after deciding the topic or after deciding the objectives, if you are going to think on these aspects, so initially it should be thought of, that is what is my objective. Then purpose of research. Purpose, generally systematic and methodological approach should be there. Purpose, to solve this purpose, systematic increases knowledge. This is one of the first purpose, that your research should increase the knowledge. Then other are investigate some existing situation or problem. Some existing situation or problems you must investigate. Then provide solutions to a problem, that also we have discussed. Then explore and analyze general issues. Explore and analyze general issues means that can be anything, because repeated search can be done for any process. Then construct a new procedure or system. You can consider a system, because in thermodynamics or in mechanical engineering, here systems means the region or space on which our attention is focused for some analysis or better outputs. So construct a new procedure or system. So explain new phenomena or facts. you can have new phenomena or facts because something is happening, but everything has certain reasons because of that it is happening. So that new phenomena also that we will discuss. My own PhD work, that is on back pressure. So that phenomena I had elaborated a lot to explain new phenomena or fact. That is also research. Then generate new knowledge. So first was also because the heading purpose is basically to increase the knowledge in a particular field or area. The systematic and methodological approach increases knowledge. That is the title or our brand particular task. Then needs for a researcher. Now, how to be a very good researcher or how to develop a very good approach that needs of a researcher. He should be an open-minded person. Open-minded. We are not dealing with math problem in which there exists a perfect solution, proofs or theorem. Engineering solutions are subject to arguments and debate. That is, exact solution is a trade-off and it's only works in a constrained environment. We are aware of, because real numbers or mathematics will give you exact solution, but we are dealing with engineering problems or real problems. So real problems will not be really there are certain controllable variable and certain uncontrollable variable. So because of uncontrollable variable, basically the results it may disturb your setup and your results may not be useful, because like lockdown period in corona days, we had not never the world had never thought of such situation that so many days. So you should be open minded. If there are certain problems, you must ready to accept the facts. That is what is open mind. Then critical mind means critical approach is also, because research topic, without critical thinking you cannot repeatedly search on the same topic. Because I have seen a lot of students and colleagues, also my colleagues, that critical mind approach, because after selecting a particular topic, everybody says, sir, every work is now over. Now related to IC engine, I can say that it is around 100 200 around 125 years back technology, and everybody has done every aspect, because big research laboratories are working on engine, and how come we can so you should have critical mind, that if you have decided a particular topic, you should not never give up. You must fight. And I feel that from any area, if you will be critical approach you will be adopting, definitely understanding the problem will take time, and proper paper also will take certain time. So develop basic skills, read to learn. So develop basic skill is read to learn, lifelong learning approach. You should not, you should never forget this particular philosophy, that every time you have to learn up till end. You have to learn, because the ever learning person can only be a winner in his life. So abstraction, one should have abstraction ability, because most of the people are expert in elaborating the things, or they can explore a lot. But abstraction is the technique by which, if there is a very big thing and you can have ability to abstract main points, you must able to, because abstraction is nothing but the taking out main key points from a particular reading, or for a particular, take a problem, you have to know what is the problem, fundamental problem, what you have done and why, what is seeming undoable. Means this all abstraction, quickly you must be able to understand the situation. So that is what is abstraction. Then understand your strength, weakness and interest. It is very important, because we can analyze other person who is dealing with us, but it's very difficult to know your own strength, weaknesses and interests. Everybody should be clear, and he must remind himself that these are my strengths, so focus on strength. These are my weakness, so take care of that weakness. And interest, of course, if you are interested in any topic, you can work for repeated search. Very energetically you can approach any problem, and repeatedly you will never lose your concentration, and you will be leader in that area. Logical thinking, after all, we are in the engineering field, so that logical thinking is required. If sometimes if you are set up in, so again rethink on the area, because repeated search is nothing but the rethinking of the topic. Now some from the deep understanding of the subject. Now how to understand deeply a particular problem. So we are aware that for research, conducting a research, no fixed path is there. because nobody can say that if you'll follow this step-by-step procedure and you will be getting that. But you can have certain ideas or the similar kind of work. If somebody is doing that literature review or that, they will give you a certain directions, but no fixed path is there. You can have alternate paths. So that is the philosophy. One solution can be determined by the more than 2 or 3 other n number of ways also. So that is no fixed path is having that meaning. Then this is about relating the problem to real world problems. This is about providing new insight beyond known. This is about your creativity. So these all aspects are there. Every researcher should have this frame of mind. Then observations around you. You must be a very observative. You must listen to others. You must see that what is happening. That critical observation is required. Then how one should develop real world exposure of his topic of interest. There are techniques. If you want to have real world exposure of his topic of interest, you must visit laboratories. Of course, laboratories, there are experiments, instrument, everything is there. So if you want to develop a particular setup or you want to understand the problem in detail, you can see the research laboratories. Then arranging visit to factories, you must physically go to the factory and you will be aware of the real situations existing prevailing there. So playing on video tapes, previously there were tapes, but now playing on videos, now we are having very good now also we are interact. Resources should be used, that care. Then creating a research topic, basic skills of the researcher, that what different kind of qualities, that open-mindedness and everything we have discussed up till now. Now creating or generating a particular research topic. So talk to advisor. For research topic, actually advisors are there, and I feel I am very happy to share that if somebody used to ask me on research topic, I feel very good, and I can guide them how to select a topic and on that. So talk to advisor. Then colleagues, of course, there are colleagues, and one or two will be definitely will be in line with you. And if somebody is of different opinion, you just take his opinion, because in Marathi also there is saying निंदकाचे घर असावे शेजारी, and colleagues may be kabhi kabhi if he will give you some certain clues, and if opposite opinions are important. So in democracy, opponents opinion is also very important, because we are thinking from one side or we are searching in one particular direction. He searches exactly opposite to us. So colleagues many times will give you very good insight. And collaborators, if you are collaborating for a particular topic with other companies and friends and all other professionals, so that collaboration, etc. So brainstorming with colleagues, try to see that if your topic, don't try to hide, because if you have done copyright, the simple fastest technique, don't try. Or if your topic is already registered PhD, so try to talk freely with others, don't hide that. I feel there is no harm in discussing. Brainstorming with colleagues. Then listen to research talks. As far as possible, a similar conference title and all that, you must go and listen, and if possible you can have online also, listen to the research talk. Teach a course or give a talk on a particular area if you are interested in. So, because one time teaching is 5 times, one time teaching is equal to 5 times reading. If you will teach it to somebody, it will generate very good, because it is the output from your mouth if you are teaching. So that output requires rigorous processing inside, then only you will be able to put it out through your mouth. So force understanding, detailed thinking, hard work to for tough questions also you should be ready, since one time teaching equals to 5 times reading. So understanding, so you should teach, try to teach, and we all are teachers, so technical teachers. You on which topic or the problem, you must, as far as possible, you must discuss, you should teach, and you will be having command on that area. Go through emerging fields, that is patents or funding proposals. Because patents are having very good database. US patents are also free, because after 20 years every patents get freely available. Drawings and all details, technical specification are free to use. Indian patents are also very good now. It is Google patents, separate site is also there on Google search. You can search and you can have awareness regarding the patents. Go through thesis, conference, journal papers. This is everybody I feel is now doing. you have to see the next heading, direction of progress. Not only talking but include research work. Means as far as possible, if you will be working on the particular area, if you are writing as well as you are physically working on setup, so that will help you. Huge earning possibility of earning through patents, writing books, consultancy work. If you are focused on a particular area and if your name is on a particular theme, that is now the title of FDP is sustainable. If sustainability for home or any application specific, if you are developing your mechanical person can, because the tools are developed by mechanical engineers, designed and produced as well as thermal analysis is done by mechanical engineers. So huge earning is possible by particularly working on an area through patents, writing books, consultancy. That is the benefit. Then talking skill is nurtured over experience. With time, definitely there is the rate of thought delivery very like high in the beginning. Basically, it is very high in the beginning, but with time, use feedback for this. So talking skill is nurtured over experience. This everybody should understand that repeatedly, if you're going and repeating the same field knowledge, definitely you will be improved and take feedback for improvement. The qualities of a good researcher, we are aware that nowadays, because of all these facilities, actually we are facing that a lot of knowledge or information is available. Knowledge is little bit quality work, but information is available in every field. So we must have communication skills. You must be able to communicate writing as well as oral communication. Then intellectual skills, that all intellectual means how to deal with others. Then IT skills, information technology skills, organizational skill, because you have to organize the research work, to organize how to develop a setup and how to communicate with the research institute and all where you are working. Organization skill is also important. Convince one will give you 10. You must remember that if you will convince one person, will give you 10. You just have faith on a particular person. If you are working on something, that person will definitely bring 10. Then motivational skill, so self motivation is required. Nobody is going to appreciate basically nowadays, because of this online availability and all other, the person will talk to very longer distance person, but neighbors, we are not basically talking in big cities, we are not talking with our neighbors. So motivation should be self, don't dependent on others, you should be self dependent. So independence is also related to this. Motivation as well as independence is similar, you should be independent. Then determination, of course determination is required. Then knowledge of different world views. If you are going through news and all, every that research area interest, if you will view what is the situation, that then of related subjects. Related subject is there because every research finally is interdisciplinary. We cannot claim that because nowadays without computer we cannot do research, because we have to publish paper. As far as university norms are concerned, we have to publish papers. So all the related subjects also you have to learn. Then of methods and methodologies. This I am talking related to what different methods are there and what different methodologies. Of networks and contacts, you must be aware of networks and contacts. Then sound health and positive attitude is a must. I feel out of these all, sound health means you should be always health cautious. Now these days during lockdown also we have failed, and now unlocking period is also, sound health is must. And positive attitude, of course, if something is going out or the results are bad also, but you must be aware of your outcome is failure of a particular object, or that is also there. But if that is a result, you can claim and you will be awarded with the degree. So that is a positive aspect, that if some certain idea get failure, then also research topic gets approval and you will be getting PhD also on that. If you are doing PhD or post graduation also, or post PhD also you can do. Then auditing is, time auditing is very important, because we do have, everybody is having same time and everybody is utilizing. So auditing of time is must. That's wastage of time usually occurs due to several reasons, namely unplanned schedule of daily activities. Everybody should have plan. It is possible to overcome this by proper planning of next day before going to sleep previous day at night. Because what we have planned for today, is it over? If pending, on the next day, that should be a priority if it is an important work. Likewise, everybody should think before sleeping so that planning and time can be managed. Then use of waste of time, standing in queues. If you are standing or waiting somebody, if you are going to anybody and if he is talking on telephone and all other, so we can also use that. So prepare small diaries. Nowadays it's a mobile, I feel it is having everything digitally you can keep. That is a digital diary also, mobile notes for new material like this you can keep and utilize the time, है ना? Same substance once more to yourself, you can explain to yourself also. Time lost due to emotional instability. Now emotional intelligence is also very big area, and if you are interested you can go through the emotional intelligence books also. And emotional instability, you must avoid that. Strengthening your psychological strength by reading literature on psychology. You must, every mechanical engineer, it's essential because most of the persons are without brain. Motion and force and motion is mechanical engineer. They mostly mechanical persons are called as that they don't have heart and they don't have emotion. That is the general philosophy related to all other our branch friends also. All other branch persons says that we don't have that much emotions, but it's essential that we are also human being, and emotional instability will definitely hamper your research work. So emotionally stability and psychology related little bit books you must be aware of, and nowadays it is becoming more important. Then analyze energy. Now how to channelize the energy to have personal happiness and to concentrate energy on research topic. Because we are talking on the research that repeats us, so channelizing energy is must. Personal happiness. Try prayer power. Stop worrying and start living. Unnecessary thing you must start living. If somebody has done what was not required, and if you will go on repeating the same thing, it will not harm him, but it will harm yourself. So start living. Living is very important. Try prayer power and stop worrying. Of course, peaceful mind generates power. So peaceful minds always generates power. Success needs to be celebrated in any way. That's why the color is different. That if you have got certain achievement in your research, you must celebrate. Try to see the celebration, may be a small cup of tea or with what you want, that can be done. And failures need to be handled gingerly. Actually failures must be handled gingerly, because if we are taking lightly and we are started living and we are very fluent, but if we are working in a team, because research mostly project and everything, somebody is helping, your guide or your colleagues, co guide mates, means a particular guide is having 4-5 students, so they are also working simultaneously. So failure handle gingerly. Don't discuss more on the failure, because a lot of people will come and will tell you a lot of things. So handle gingerly, don't react. So do those things, then just wait and watch for the better result. Then it is very necessary to believe in oneself, and advocated in that power of positive thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. You can read this book, Power of Positive Thinking. Definitely it will help you. Discussion of own research work done. Learning process has always remained slow. It is slow even for a teacher when someone attempts to study any new research paper. Like teacher is also reading some new area paper, it's taking time taking, but if you are expert in that, you will feel it's very simple. But that is not the case. You must understand that when you were studying, it was very difficult to understand at that time, so you must be available or aware of that fact. Then remember, most important is instinct of desire to be appreciated. That is a psychological need, one of the important. Because if you are appreciated, of course, if you are a very strong person, you will not be means you must be grounded, you must be on uh, but it's psychological need, and try to get energy from this. Being appreciated is the need, common human need. Then advantages of research work, a brief discussion. I want to focus on this because research methodology, and also we are telling that sustainable outcomes you want. But what are the benefits to an individual or a faculty as a technical teacher? What are the advantages of research work? So personal growth is there, recognition, then degree you will get, then salary rise definitely after. Now it's very difficult to say that after a PhD the salary rise will be there, but I feel now UGC has also from 2021 they are asking that every faculty should be PhD holders. So of course the salary is also related to that. Then this employer's name also there, because employee's name is also fame is there, because his faculties are all are PhD. Then its credit goes to employer also. In our technical field, colleges want that their faculty should be PhD, because I feel it's a basic degree now for carrying out the further research. But those who are MTech, I want that everybody should see that this particular first point is related to the non-PhD holders. Then popularity in family, relatives, friends, and well-wishers. Recognition at national and international level also, because through our paper publication and all our work, we are getting all this. Family and everywhere you will get popularity and name and fame. That then reason to appreciate your current situation, that is feeling of happiness internally, because if you can stay happy if you have achieved certain good things. That every doctorate should have feeling, because most of the people after 10 or 15 years of their PhD or that, they feel that it's not that much important. But see, everything has certain, your name is changed, your name is become now doctor. So there is that is doctor of philosophy is a big highest qualification in the education field, and now it's mandatory also. So we must feel always happy that we are that PhD holders. Concept of profit calculation must be to attain win-win situation. This particular concept I want to share with everybody, that concept of profit calculation should not be for oneself only. It should be for others also. If I am getting my degree, our guide is also recognized, and everybody will be getting benefited by our knowledge. Because if you are having knowledge, you can make benefit for yourself as well as your friends, colleagues, your students, and everybody you can benefit from this. So to attain win-win situation should be the aim of every individual. Or for mechanical engineers, I would like to say that this is one of the important aspect, that we must arrive at win-win situation. We should be in profit, as well as from our work others. Try to keep names of your guides and everybody after every situation, because he will be guiding you after PhD also. So try to remember the people, those who help you. Then general procedure for research, we have seen that. So what is the step by step procedure? General procedure: planning, execution, data analysis. Planning, execution, data analysis, paper publication, use feedback, then, and thesis or report writing. So planning, execution, data analysis, paper publication, use feedback. This is a one-line general procedure in which all the other important parts will be there. That before fixing your title, literature review for gap identification. For any field, if you want to identify the gap, that what is done and what is not done, done and not done, done minus not done will be the your research gap. So gap identification from research, then topic and title of research work, that you must finalize. Then experimental setup design with error analysis. During experimental setup design itself, you should do error analysis, because what instruments you are using, going to use, what different setup material or the devices you are using, what is the accuracy of that device, and what are the accuracies of your measuring instruments. That error analysis should be done prior to your experimental setup. Then development of experimental setup, that development should be carefully done. You must arrange all this setup for preparation before the trials. Then data analysis, after getting that observation table, recording and range, data analysis should be done. Then you have to do paper publication. Now it's a common compulsory aspect of engineering field, that they require that, or in UGC asks for papers before thesis submission. So paper publication, it should be started actually 1 or 2 years before. That if you want, if you are right from the first, you can write review paper, then you can start with the experimental work, and on based on that every topic you can have paper publication. Then presentation, patent with feedback, and further applications. Feedbacks out of that discussion with in the conference, it will help you. Thesis or report writing is our last aim as far as, or if it's a report writing, if it is a new subject area, you can write report also. Then time limit should be given, that is deadline for each activity or event or stages listed above. Means you must decide a deadline, that how much time you want to give for literature review. Then for topic finalization, you must fix a limit, or otherwise if you are working and then you are changing your topic, because in PhD, if once your title is fixed, then you have to complete it or you have to re-register. So avoiding that, everything should be time limit. You should provide time limit and you should finish this. That is the important aspect related to general procedure. Now literature review, related to literature review, this is because the beginning, well begun is halfway done. So literature review is the first for topic identification also. So concise presentation of research knowledge about selected topic, what is known and not known, that gives that you can determine from literature review. Acknowledge the research scholars efforts is essential. You will also be acknowledged in future. Remember that if you will not acknowledge others, nobody will acknowledge you also. So while acknowledging, don't do injustice with others work that you have done that. So acknowledge others, and definitely after your work, others will acknowledge you. Important saves yourself time and energy required for work. Remember that literature review, very important, that it will, because somebody has done after your completion of your task, will your time as well as energy will be lost. So research literature review is very important part as far as title uh, finalization of title to everything. So research is also useful. What new work might be done, good sense of what has been thoroughly investigated. From literature review, you can come up with the what is thoroughly investigated, that you can determine. Then know the subject matter better. You must be able to analyze, and you will be able to know more, or you will get more knowledge subject related to your topic. Broader understanding of the problem, because broad perspective is required in the beginning, and finally to achieve the objective you want narrower approach. First broadening, then narrowing towards the target or objective. Then suggest new research topics, questions, methods. From literature you will be getting suggest new research topics, questions and methods. Mostly one chapter in every thesis dissertation. You are aware that literature review is the mostly chapter number 2 for your research work. Comparing and utilizing productive work of others. You can compare with others also while doing work. If somebody is doing parallelly, so you can compare work and utilize productive work of others also, because you can write his name that he has achieved this. So you can utilize others productive work also. That is also essential. The literature review for gap identification, useful resources, literature from where you can do. Now I feel there are n number of resources, but Google Scholar will give you, mostly it's a particular person is expertise and his Google Scholar profile is stating what different papers he has published. You can go through, and most of the now open sources are available. So Google Scholar will give you. Scopus is also big platform. Elsewhere Scopus will give you lot of research work or papers, number of papers every year being published. That knowledge will be very much essential. Now Scopus index journal papers are only accepted. So Web of Science is also that big directory through which you can get what standard papers are available. Open access journal use, because no need to purchase if the abstract is sufficient for understanding what the researcher. Abstracts are mostly freely available, because before selling also they are giving you abstract. So don't try for an open access, and I feel there are other sources also you can download paper if DOI number is with you. So like Sci-Hub, I feel everybody is aware, but now also I am telling, if somebody is not aware, so you can open access journal you can use. Then printed journals, proceeding of conference, because some printed material is there, you can read it as per your convenience, because laptop or computer, I feel it's very, or mobile also, reading is tough as compared to the old versions of books and journal. You must refer that also. Textbooks, reference books, PhD thesis and MTech thesis, now they are also openly available. At Ahmedabad, we are having big data available for all MTech thesis and IITs and NITs thesis. You can refer. Very good work can be done. Then topic and title for research work. during finalization of topic, because after research literature review, how to come up with the topic or title, choose the area of your interest and stronghold. Remember that if your guides and your own views are matching, so as far as possible, see that area of your interest and stronghold you must choose. Otherwise, if guide is telling, then he will be always asking, and you will feel that he has given me topic, now he will tell how to proceed. But feel that if your topic is there, that is a unique topic. Your guide has also not gone through that topic that much. So, and I'm not blaming on anybody's knowledge, but see, on a particular topic, you are going to get the doctorate of philosophy degree. So you must be your interest topic. You must try and see if the interest of both guide and you are matching. So it will be very much beneficial for you. So lot many efforts are required to define a topic. Remember that around, I feel, 6 months or one particular paper if you will write, then some if you will present it in conference, you will be getting free of cost advice from the others. In conference, if you will interact with the similar field people, then they will be telling you do this and this is over, and what are drawbacks of your work, because most of the people tell what are drawbacks, they will not tell you benefits. So try to see that benefits, what are your personal opinion benefits are there, and lot many efforts are required to define a proper topic. That is essential, because selecting a proper topic, you had, then only you will be able to repeated search that, because you should not get bored in the beginning. Well begun means half the work done. That is a common philosophy and common slogan that is used. Everybody should remember. So well begun topic should be identified very well. Then take sufficient time to define the topic. Don't be in hurry that somebody is telling and you have decided. Talk with 2 or 3 persons of your close, and then finalize. Literature survey is must to define the topic. Before that, literature survey, because what is done or what is known and what is unknown, that will be determined, or your topic is already over, then it's difficult to come up with the same topic. Or if it is already registered or somebody has done PhD, it will be difficult. So literature review is must. Even if someone is ready with the topic, but checking of research advances is necessary. And if somebody has already worked for one year or so, but checking of research advances, now what is done in that field, awareness is required. So research is also, review of literature is essential prior to the topic or title finalization. Topic identification needs that it should be new, should not have been studied earlier. Remember that the topic, then only it will be unique. Then should add to the present knowledge. Your topic should add to the present knowledge. That aspect should be there. Usefulness should be practically applicable. Usefulness is important, because many people are, or in papers, newspapers and all, that they are telling that PhDs are not up to the mark, it is not useful. But see, if something is developed, then use proper utilization of that is also should be a responsibility of somebody. You should not blame a researcher, because researcher will do hard work, put up all, but if somebody is ready to take its outcome and apply it, of course, but usefulness is important part. Everybody should see that should be practicably applicable. Then remember, in university system, the topic once defined cannot be changed. Everybody should be aware of that. Flexible enough to accommodate changes in the scope of work. See, during topic identification, you must not be pinpointed that I will, after developing this machine, this will be more efficient. It may happen that initially, theoretically, you are supposing that this will be the efficient system, but see, if the efficiency is not increased, but don't write that I am going to increase efficiency of this particular object, because the time will say after completion of result that so if there are certain problems, issues related to efficiency, performance of that setup, then also you will get degree. So don't be very much positive during title finalization. Flexible enough to accommodate changes in the scope of work. If certain changes are there required, then also it should be accommodated. The title should be very much broad. Experimental data analysis step. Now experimentation, if you want to conduct, and what are the different steps. So for that, actually design of experimental setup, Design of experimental setup is first part, that which different components you are using. Then data reduction method, use of governing equations, assumptions, boundary conditions, error analysis, analytical, numerical, softwares, instrument selections, experimentation and data collection, then validation and results, parametric studies, graph, thumb rule, all this should be used during experimental analysis, because during experimental setup, you have to follow the certain procedure to develop the setup and then taking readings and then proper analysis. That is the experimental data analysis. The experimental setup design with error analysis. Then flexible enough to vary the parameter over the desired range. If you are particular, like my topic was effect of back pressure on CI engine performance. So what is the range of back pressure I can vary? So it should be flexible enough to vary the particular in the desired range. Then provision for measurement. Experimental setup design, provision what are measuring instrument are required, so that should be known beforehand. Then satisfy the assumptions made. It should not, if you are making any assumption, you must be able to justify that. So satisfy the assumption made. Equipped with necessary controls, that if you want to vary a particular parameter and if you cannot vary it properly, so necessary controls are required to vary the desired or independent variables. Then error analysis. Now this is one of the simple example I have taken from fluid power. So that flow over the triangular notch. If that formula QA equal to area into change in height upon time. So what is H? Because angle is fixed, theta to theta angle is fixed, a head is there, and if you are making difference in head, h value of h raised to 5/2 is the error. If you are wrongly determine the value of h, then your error in reading will be percentage error. What will be the error? So calculation of this h is very crucial during NRA itself. Observe the complete formula you are using and what is the sensitivity or what is the effect of this particular measurement of this particular formula. Value of h, how much it will affect on the theoretical discharge and how much it will affect on the actual discharge. That should be known beforehand. H raised to 5/2 means h raised to 2.5 means it's very sensitive. You must calculate h. So this is then other measurement aspect of measuring instruments, that list count of the instrument should be known. Smallest difference between two indications is the list count. So list count should be known to you. Then accuracy of the instrument, deviation of the reading from known input, then usually expressed as percentage of full scale reading, usually expressed as percentage of full scale reading. Accuracy of instrument. Okay, then pressure gauge 0 to 100 kilopascal range having accuracy of 1% means plus minus 1 kilopascal over the entire range. This is the accuracy related term. Then fluctuations in the reading, you must take precautions during reading, that what is the fluctuation. When error is specified over the range of plus minus percentage, it is uncertainty. Then uncertainty analysis, y equal to y is a function of this all x1 to x2 this. So finally uncertainty analysis can be understood by this particular one example, that's resistance of a wire is given by r equal to this formula r0 complete. So delta r, that is error in resistance measurement, is equal to 0.0305 ohms. So delta r by r, that is change in resistance value upon original value, will give you 0.49% error. Means if there is error analysis or uncertainty analysis should be done, that is change in actual value, that is delta r upon small r, original resistance, will give you the percentage uncertainty. 0.49% is the percentage uncertainty. Now data analysis. Now during data analysis, you have to focus on examine data for consistency. You have to examine the data for consistency. Should follow a common sense consistency. If something is abruptly happening or abnormal readings are there, you should observe the data and retake the reading. Should follow a common sense consistency. Discard if deviating from grossly. If they are by mistakenly there are some uncontrollable variable affecting, so discard the reading and take again reading. Then perform statistical analysis appropriate if multiple readings are taken for a given parameter. Then estimate uncertainties in the result. Predict the maximum possible uncertainty in the calculation. You have to predict the maximum possible uncertainty. It should be minimum. Okay, uncertainty should be minimum. Then anticipate the results from the theory. You have to anticipate the results from the theory, especially the dimensionless number that would appear in the final results. Then dimensionless analysis. Now anticipate the results from theory means dimensionless analysis is the oldest technique by which actually formulas are prepared, because dimensionless numbers are derived. Like F equal to ma is dimensionless number, force equal to mass into acceleration. Definition from the definition itself we will get the dimensional analysis, and you can balance or nullify the effect of dimensions, and you can get a formula for any new phenomena. That is the basic dimensional analysis. Correlate the data, that graphical analysis and curve fitting. You must be able to correlate the different values, observed value, calculated values, all that experimental value and observed value. Both should be tallied. That best fit curve between dimensionless parameters that can be determined for analysis. Then again for data analysis, a straight line variation is easily recognizable. Polynomial, exponential, then logarithmic variations are not easily recognizable, so straight line fit is mostly carried out. Try to plot the data in such a way the straight line would be obtained for variation of any type. If the type of function that the data will take known to the experimenter from whatsoever sources, theory, earlier studies, he can select the appropriate form of the data representation, else trial and error would be the option. That is also trial and error is also option. Thesis or report writing. Basically, for UG course, actually thesis is written by 4 group members, but in MTech only 1 person. But limitation is 6 months total work you have to finish with thesis writing. But in mostly for PhD, thesis writing requires 6 to 12 months with publications in journal, because that is mandatory now. Then use SI system of unit. Right from the beginning, use SI system, because international system of units is adopted all over the world. Now also we are aware that related to now the doctors are using degree Fahrenheit. 101 degree Fahrenheit they are talking, and we are getting confused because our body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. But we are confused. Now also we are not using this, but try to use international system of unit, that is SI system of unit, right from the beginning. If you are going to convert, the conversion will also cause errors in the readings or all the calculation. So use right from beginning. A full stop be followed by 2 blank spaces. This is as per the IIT's, NIT's format, that a full stop should be followed by 2 blank spaces. A comma be followed by 1 blank space. And then chapter 1 should always be introduction. Last chapter should be conclusions. Data collected, sample calculation, error analysis, computer program used for data reduction should be reported in annexures. Everybody should, what should be annexure or appendix, so that should be appended. Then for this particular sake, I will be just going through my own work, as we are all mechanical engineer. Quickly, I will go through my own work and will be taking 5 minutes only to discuss this particular work. Title of my PhD was Experimental Investigation of the Effect of Back Pressure on CI Engine Performance. CI means Compression Ignition Engine, or mostly known as diesel engine. But why the name is CI engine I have chosen, because biodiesel can be used and all other CI fuels can be used. So that I have taken that CI engine, compression ignition. First chapter was overview of the present work. Second was literature review. Third was formulation of problem, because properly formulating the problem will give you you will be adapt to procedure or methodology to have good solution. So design of experimentation, model formulation. Then 7th chapter was result and discussion, in which qualitative analysis of data as well as quantitative analysis of 2 models were developed, mathematical models for my setup, and that I will be quickly showing you. Then analysis of performance of the models. The models developed by Buckingham Pi theorem and that dimensionless analysis. I have come up with two models and analysis of. Then conclusion, suggested further work, bibliography and appendix was prepared in my thesis. Now experimental approach what I have followed was the by Hilbert Chang Jr. is one of the popular book for theories of engineering experimentation that I have referred for my PhD work. Then identification of variables or quantities is the first part, because variables is nothing but the quantity that varies. So there are variables, controllable variables, or we can have different kinds of variable. Dependent variable and independent are common terminologies. Dependent means which will be the outcome, or which should be the outcome or of the, and independent means that is the input variable. You can response variable. Okay, so response variables are output variables or dependent variables, and input variables are independent variables. Okay, so that variable, then reduction of variables using dimensional analysis. Using Buckingham Pi theorem, we can reduce the dimensional, we can formulate pi terms. Then test planning was done. Then design of experimental setup. Then rejection of absurd data, formation of the model. Then in this way, I have determined the tabular summary for model number 1, model formulation 1, that fuel consumed was first, symbol was F, LMT M was that, and unit was kg. So in this way, I have prepared all the list of dependent variable, that is fuel consumed, and all other 2 to number 10. These all are independent variable. Means we can vary the values of independent variables, and that will affect the value of first, that is dependent variable, fuel consumed. If you will vary load, it will affect on fuel consumed. If you will vary stroke length of the engine, then it will affect the fuel consumed. Cylinder diameter, it will affect the suction pressure of inlet air, it will affect the fuel consumed. Likewise, all the variables will affect. Like gravitational acceleration is also independent as per the level, sea level is concerned. It is 9.81 at the sea level, and if it is above sea level, its value will be less, and below sea level, its value is higher. So it is also considered as independent variable. And now another mathematical model I have developed for back pressure on the engine as a dependent variable, or output variable, or response variable, and all other terms that I have developed a particular device to vary the back pressure. So that number of plates used, then number of perforated, that everything will affect on the back pressure generated on the engine. Like identification of quantities of variable fuel consumed, like I have just shown you all the variables I have determined. Like pi terms were calculated. Now model formulation, development of model of experimental based model. Number 1 model 1 was developed by pi p. That is this pi term consists of the fuel consumed first model. The pi p is equal to function of pi u and pi v. These two pi terms were, and this pi u and pi v consist of all the independent variables, and pi p consists of essentially dependent variable and associated independent variable. So this first model was developed, and you are aware of that this particular Buckingham Pi theorems, this pi terms definitely gives us the equation in the form of pi p equal to k, that is constant, into pi u raised to a1 into pi v raised to b1. So that values of k, a1 and b1 were determined for my experimental setup. Now mathematical model number developed for experimental database model. Model number 2 was developed similarly, and pi cube, which is consisting of the dependent variable, that is back pressure generated, and other independent variable related to the diesel particulate filter or the pressure variation, the setup device, and k value is this, and pi w is pi term raised to a1. So that value is determined from the setup. Now these were the calculations for u max and u minimum, that pi related values, what are the maximum minimum values, and the setup was developed by using smoke meter, U-tube manometer, airbox. These all are common terms, but the only thing I have developed this back pressure variator or diesel particulate filter like this, number of plates were varied due for variation of back pressure on the engine. This is the general setup, that air supply, and then all other, this is air supply system, and this is fuel supply system. Here this fuel supply system is there, and this particularly setup was developed, and only speciality is this back pressure variator was used. So tested diesel particulate filter was now a name given to that. So this by variation of a number of plates, we can vary the back pressure on the engine. That title was that, and this is the details of that tested diesel particulate filter or back pressure variator. These are number of plates. These are the number of plates used, and by varying this through this flange, one number of plate, then two up to 20 plates were used to vary the back pressure on the engine. Now, this was the brief related to my topic, and I have published work during my in SA International Journal. In 2010, I was able to publish on my experimental work. So that is the outcome. At that time, papers were not compulsory, and now that my work example I have discussed, I feel, and if there will be certain question at the last, I would try to pick up. Finish this work. Research areas in mechanical engineering. Research areas in mechanical engineering, briefly, in general, 6M methodology, that is money is required as an input, management, marketing, and then man, machine and material. 6 M's are involved in any research work or any activity. Money is also important, then management, that skill need to be developed, or you should associated with the experts. Then marketing is essential if you want to do very good research, because the outcome should be sold out. Like patent should be, after patent filing, you will be your patent will be published, then patent will be granted, and then you can sell the patent mostly. Or so before also, after filing also, you can sell the idea, but marketing technique is important. Then man, you are aware that man is the only complicated thing, that if you will give some instruction, every person will, as per his perception, he will behave. So it's a very typical asset to deal with during research. Then machine and material. Machine and material will be the thing that 1 minute. Renewable energy, money, management, marketing, man and machine. We have discussed that machine is complicated, but it will behave in a certain way. And material, we are aware that every research requires material, consumables or non-consumable materials. So renewable and sustainable energy is the big area. Sustainable energy, as our FDP topic is also sustainable energy, so I feel it's a very important thing that sustainable energy is everybody should focus. Renewable energy, of course, is mostly sustainable. The line between the two is very simple. So try to focus. As a mechanical engineer, I will ask everybody, because energy is required for every system. It may be a biological engineering, biomedical engineering, or any branch of engineering. Electrical field are, of course, on the energy, that is electrical energy, and all other branches. Now computer is also works on electrical energy. So everything finally goes to related supply of energy, and its sustainability is important issue. An objective of research work should be mainly include finding out economical ways of, means objective should be economical ways of increase in energy efficiency. First objective, the energy efficiency should be increased, and emission reduction or pollution control should be always your one of the objective, because these objectives are never ending. You will be, every time you can have this increase in energy efficiency. If you are focusing more on energy efficiency, of course it should be included. And another important is emission reduction or pollution control. That is very important. Everybody should focus on that part. Then mechanical engineering, we are aware that our field is very basic. I am very proud to say that we all mechanical engineer, that in the ancient time also, very first time any tool which was used to do hunting was I feel was the first stick that is prepared as a tool is a mechanical engineer. The person who is, he was not mechanical qualified, but that is the, while means it's a food, shelter and clothing. So all the three basic needs are basically requiring tools. So all the tools are basically designed, means design engineer are required or manufactured material with the help of materials. So manufacturing, production, materials engineering, industrial engineering, all is required. Every production industry require all this. And then thermal engineering for analysis, because heat transfer, like thermal is having broad areas, heat transfer, fluid and all that streams are required to analyze the system, because systems performance, basically analysis, actual performance analysis is done basically with the help of thermal principles, because heat and work are two modes of energy in transition. So both are involved in every machines. So that is a universal phenomena. Heat transfer is a universal phenomena. Whenever there is a temperature difference, there is heat transfer. So it's a big area. Design is also, I feel, in my opinion, 20% is industrial and production and materials related subject, 30% is design engineering subject for UG course, and for 50% are based on thermal engineering for UG course. But all our mechanical field subjects are very universal. That's why it's a royal branch of engineering, and I feel that's why it is evergreen branch also, because every industry requires this. All man, material, machine. We have seen the essential elements of man, machine, material, then money, management. Everything is required for. So all thing can be managed by a mechanical engineer, I feel, in a better way. So this complete natural resource fuel is mostly used for running the thermal power plants like machines, and that power is generated and power is required for everybody. This is one of the example, and this is how broad areas of mechanical engineering and related to food, shelter and clothing, all the areas required all these equipments and tools that are developed by specifically mechanical engineers. I am very proud mechanical engineer. I used to say always that mechanical, why it is royal branch and sustainable sources mechanical engineer can provide, because energy related producing, converting the available heat energy into mechanical work is the objective of thermodynamics. So that is developed by a mechanical engineer and designed by a mechanical engineer as well as manufactured. So in our own branch, I feel it's a very big achievement for us, and everybody should try to work on the lines. Mechanical engineering field research areas, design engineering, as I have discussed, any component needs to be designed. Then thermal, because you have to analyze the performance, so thermal, heat and work transfer. Then production or industrial engineering and applications, I feel there are applications in every field. There is no field without this. No engineer can work, because computer engineers, computer are manufactured by we people. Every engineer, their instruments or tools will be manufactured by mechanical engineer. They will be designed by mechanical engineer. They will be produced, they will be analyzed by a mechanical engineer. So I feel it's a very vast and research area is that, therefore it's a research area is also unlimited. And technical paper writing, while you should have idea, don't think in the raw form that this idea is not so worthy. So afterwards you will take interest and that idea will come on. If you are having any idea, so don't, in the initial stages it may appear that it is not of that interesting and challenging, but afterwards it becomes. And see, you should not do idea, do research, then write paper. You must have idea, then write paper, then do research, because you will be forced to be clear and focused when you are writing. Criticize, crystallize what you don't understand. While writing, it will be clear. Open the way to dialogue with others. Reality check, critique, collaboration. Means if you write paper, before doing, your energy and time will not be lost. So this is the model 2 is very useful. You must write paper, review paper you must write. Then put the readers first, and while writing, don't show your problems and all that, and directly convey the intuition is primary. Means you should be able to convey the intuition. One clear idea, if you are the paper, one clear sharp idea you must do. If you are having lot of ideas, you must write lot of papers. So relevance to research. No one is perfect. I don't pretend to be, and work hard to excel. At least advice others are is comparatively simple. It is very difficult to satisfy everybody, just like a medicine for all diseases is not possible. Like now we are facing coronavirus, so that one medicine is not possible. Your narrative flow, state the problem, writing paper, say why it's an interesting problem, say what your solution achieves, say what follows from your solution. Then structure conference paper title. Mostly 1,000 readers will read your title, so title should be very cautiously written. Abstract, everybody is aware that only few words limitation is also there. So every chapter should 1 or 2 sentences should be written on the abstract. Then introduction, it should give needs and importance of the work. Then problem, my idea, the details, related work, conclusion, and further work. General formats are available actually. And now my related to my paper publication, I have published 3 conference paper presented, and international journals 21, and now 2 also published, so 23 papers. And international journal, I do have 102 papers published in international journal, and based on my PhD work, essay international paper, my published work, that was published in 2010. And now Google Scholar citation is 102. This will definitely, these are numbers, because with working, consistent working, you will be able to achieve this. And related to patent filing, I want to say that product or process you can patent, that you must remember, and it should have inventive step, novelty, and industrial applicability. The 3 aspects are important. So while writing patent, everybody should try to put the patents, and if you'll refer the patents, there is standard procedure. Use free of cost old papers from review, and write its prior arts and all that. Only you have to write the claim, and claim should have inventive step, novelty, and industrial applicability. So this I have one copyright also, this particular PPT. Now few things I have added with time, but one PPT I have copyrighted, and this very simple. Within 1 month you will get copyright certificate. So this particular is, and will cost around 1,000 rupees or so, or less than 1,000 rupees. So that copyright you can do, means all everything written work, literature, literary, that in IPR you can do. An approach to maintain confidence. One has to remember the basic thought pattern to be strongly maintained in heart to get success. So one has to remember the basic thought pattern to be strongly maintained in heart to get success. Practice to listen. This I feel is very, because lot of things are now how much to listen, but see quality resource and NPTEL video lectures and all that, if you'll go on standard, so you must have practice to listen. Nowadays it's a problem. Lot of resources are available, so practice to listen good things, practice to present it to others. It is also a big skill, and if you'll repeatedly practice to work together, because practice makes man perfect. So everybody should try to align the like-minded people, and win-win situation you must try to create. I feel from my side, this particular one thing, that practice to listen, everybody should take care of. Automatically practice to work together, and because practice makes man perfect is the main thing from my side that I would like to contribute, and if I am able to contribute. But thank you for patience listening. Thank you very much, all esteemed participants. St. John's College of Engineering and Management, Palghar. I would like to give special thanks to business sir, Rajesh Business sir, and HOD sir, Ajoy sir, for providing me this platform. And I would like to finally thank the organizers. And now I feel I will like to open the session for discussion.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for such a valuable information and effective presentation. This is a live comment from Valurupalli Murli Mohan sir.
Okay,
he has already congratulated you for this nice presentation, sir.
Thank you,
request,
sir.
Yes, sir. I declare that this platform is open for discussion and doubt clarification. I request all the participants, all the audience, to post their queries in question and answer session available in the Zoom platform. Also, if participants are attending through YouTube, there is a chat box in YouTube. You can provide your questions through that chat box. Sir, we already have 2 questions.
Okay, you can
So
ask.
if you are ready, we can start with this
Yes,
discussion.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So the first question is, sir, how will you differentiate between precision and accuracy? What are the tools to be used to quantify it?
Okay, precision. I feel the definition of precision is aware because the definition will definitely give you precision means repeatedly you will get the same answer. If you are targeting on a particular point, and if you are always throwing an arrow and it is pointing at a particular location, that is called as precision. Accuracy is the term related to the true value. If you are achieving the true value repeatedly at the same point, so accuracy will be related with the true target or true point at which you are targeting. If you are throwing arrow, you are exactly throwing at that point. That means accuracy. And precision maybe if you are throwing that arrow and target is around 1 meter away, and if you are throwing and always the target is hitting 1 meter away, that will be precision. But precision and accuracy both will be there when you are always throwing the arrow and it is targeting to the point or target, attacking the target. So precision and accuracy both are required. If precision, only precision is there and accuracy is not there, it is not useful. Accuracy means if accuracy is there, definitely there will be precision associated with it. That is the similarity also. But desired is both accuracy as well as precision. I feel this particular question I am able to understand. I feel it is available in book also, but I thought that this answer
Yes,
is
yes, sir. I think Shrikant Kulkarni sir is more interested in the tools which are to be used to quantify this differentiation or quantify those individual quantities, precision and accuracy. Sir is more interested in tools, I think.
okay. Okay. Now I was telling you that related to arrow, if you are pointing a particular target, but if you consider that you are measuring a particular length, and if you want that precision as well as accuracy should be there. So if you are using micrometer for distance measurement, so micrometer will have certain list count, and that list count means the minimum distance it can measure. So that if you are using, so it will give you precise answer if the instrument is of good state. If it is an old instrument and if the calibration is not done, I am just taking one example because sir is interested in instrument. Now, what quantity or what parameter he want to ask, I am not aware, but I am taking one example that if you are using micrometer, so the answer will be if that is newly and instrument is purchased, or if it is old, then it should be calibrated so that it will be precise as well as accurate. And the accuracy range will be, of course, there will be list count, and that much accuracy it will give because the minimum distance it can measure. And I am, as from the topic also, he might be aware that I am a person from thermal, but since I am teaching in polytechnic, I was fortunate to teach this metrology and quality control, so I am aware of few
Yes.
things. But if he is demanding for a certain dimension he want to measure,
So
it should be clear.
basically, yes, the precision and accuracy, they will be equipment specific or measuring instrument specific.
Yes, sir. If the quantity to be measured is essential, because quantity followed by a unit gives us a certain meaning. If I am calling one crore or one abj, or how much 1 crore, 1 lakh or 1,000, that will be decided by the unit. So
Yes.
that is a problem. I feel if he want that some certain, so I can otherwise I can also, I will have to go through that particular what
Yes.
dimension
Actually,
he
sir, on
wants.
a similar note, when we select a thermocouple, the simplest example of the simplest device
Thermocouple,
used in thermal engineering.
temperature.
So we always specify a range in which its accuracy will be reasonable, feasible. So
Plus
let us say if
minus.
we are using a thermocouple for 20 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, it will not give us the equal accuracy in 250 degrees Celsius or minus 50 degrees
More
Celsius or
than that.
cryogenic zones.
Yes, sir.
So
During
it's instrument
manufacturing,
specific.
because it is also related, that this question is also related to that. If the range is specified by the manufacturer, then
Yes.
he is assuring you the accuracy in this zone only, or precision in that zone only, because accuracy and precision are actually related. Because if there is accuracy always, means by default it has precision, and precision is there but no accuracy means it is not calibrated. Basically it is not calibrated. So if you are using a temperature sensor in the prescribed range of manufacturer, because manufacturer is designing that particular thermocouple for that particular range, and the metal which is used like copper constituent or any other metal pair, that qualities of that will be feasible or will be responsive in that zone only, because thermocouple is nothing but the two metals. And if the quality, if you want at higher temperature, so the metal used for thermocouple work will be of that high quality, high grade materials. When the composition, he will have to go inside the design and detail of that instrument to reach at or arrive at the particular result or desired range. If the range is higher, you will have to refer that.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is this second question from again Kulkarni, sir. What are the frontier areas in mechanical engineering which hold a lot of promise and potential in the future?
Sir, I feel that slide is there. I had just that I have given less time because I feel at the last I was in hurry. But our mechanical engineering is a royal branch, called as royal branch. The frontier area is everywhere. Like we are in
Yes.
need of food, shelter, and clothing. Everywhere tools are used, because food preparation of food, every heat transfer equipment is there for food by hot method of hot working, means you are supplying heat and all that. So everything you will be required to, if you will be producing that, so that requires certain mechanical engineer, that instrument or heat transfer of everything, means food processing related, then shelter related house is also constructed with the help of different JCB and all that mechanical big machinery, and lot of human efforts are reduced, and that pain and life, and quickly we can construct homes, sustainability, everything. Everybody is working now. Smart cities means all the facilities like related to clothings and shelter, we are having very good, we are very good applying on that. So this is, I feel, frontier areas, because material science is very good area, and it has metallurgy and allied research works are also very good. So related to that, I feel this particular answer related, because advances are going in every field. Mechanical means all this design engineering, materials engineering, industrial engineering, production engineering, thermal engineering. If a particular area like IC engine, I am now also renewable fuels, that biofuels, ethanol, and all that we are working to get the renewable sources. We are moving towards renewable sources. Biomass, biogas is used in IC engines, so that renewable sources, and it's a, and we cannot depend on a particular source, because petrol, diesel, up to the time it is available, we have to use it efficiently. Hydrogen as a fuel, I feel, is a very good renewable fuel, and I feel unlimited scope is there. If somebody is making research on hydrogen, how to store and how to transfer is the issue. Economical storage and transfer of hydrogen is very critical point, and I feel it's very risky also to work on that area. So these are the frontier areas in my, and as well as my students are working on water heater, two students, and two students solar water heater, and two are working on IC engine, and one is working on thermoelectric generator, one is working on human power operated. So six, I feel, if some specific area is told, because the royal branch, or why I am calling it as means uh, big branch, and it can contribute a lot on sustainable development. So that.
Yes. Yes, sir. You have a appreciation from Vinayak Mundravadkar, sir. Actually,
Thank,
Vinayak Mundravadkar, sir, is associated with St. John College of Engineering as a visiting faculty. He is a very senior professor having 30 plus years of industrial and teaching experience.
thank
So
you,
his
sir.
comments are, yes, his comments are that, sir, your presentation was very good. It gave clear ideas to all young faculties to try for PhD. Many thanks. Yes,
Thank
and
you, sir.
yes, and there is an attached question to this appreciation that he himself is asking: is there any age limit for doing a PhD?
No, sir, that is not. But as a guide, is age limit, because up to 65 years I can take students now. After 65 years, I will not be able to take the passing, because risk of guide. If he expires, the student will be in trouble. But if the student is expired, then nobody will be in trouble. That is a note from my side. I want to share. That is because guide is essential nowadays. Initially, my guide, Dr. J.P. Modak, was means he don't have any ME guide or PhD guide. He has taken just help of foreign. He was first registered guide of Nagpur University, Rashtra Janpati Balaji Maharaj. So I am lucky to answer this question because my guide himself is an example.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We have our yes, sir. We have our next question from Neeraj Raja, sir. Is there any process to find research gap? Minimum, how many number of papers we must go through?
Sir, I feel this is dependent on the this is dependent on the area which you are selecting. If you are means when I have selected this experimental investigation of effect of back pressure, I was very difficult. It was very difficult to determine a single paper or identify a single paper. Only in SAE one or two paper, but not directly focused, because I feel that was idea generated by myself during my MTech. I identified that there is problem because catalytic converter is a chemical reactor and it's a task of chemical engineer to have catalytic reaction in the converter. That was my topic in MTech. So I had come to know that this is not our mechanical engineering task. I came to know that after fitting this after treatment devices, there is problem of back pressure rise, and that creates trouble in engine operation. So that's was generated by me, and how many papers I will not be able to say, because in my case there was very few papers. So it works. But see, SA International, there are a number of papers. Now in my work also there are a number of papers. So limitation I cannot tell, but it's a guide and candidates mutual understanding and time limitation. What I like my accessibility time limitation, everybody can limit, because you have to finish it within the prescribed time. I feel time is very important, and energy, because energy, if somebody is asking for continuous run, it is not possible by a machine as well as a human being.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, there is next question from Professor Harshad Deshmukh. While validating a research work using two or more techniques, how much deviation is acceptable?
This question is also very important. Like plagiarism is also one of the parameter nowadays, because somebody is copying how much. But I have fortunate to listen one expert talk by elsewhere and AICT. They told that 0% plagiarism is desired, because you must give credit to the person who has originally done that work. So you must write that. Likewise, for error also, if you are asking related to the agreement,
Validation.
but
Yes.
5%, 5% is mostly allowed. But there are some, I have seen certain literature get 20% is also allowed by the expert if he is from IIT, NIT. I'm not blaming her. It's a real stance. If some IIT professor says that, everybody says yes. And if some other professor is telling, then there may be questions from n number of people. So it's a, but we want 100% agreement as far as possible. At least we can expect.
Yes.
In actual case, 5% is allowed. I feel I am not confusing him. I am just telling him this may be the case.
Sir, right now there are no more questions. We'll give the audience 1 or 2 minutes more to pose their questions. Sometimes it happens that network lag is there, so let us wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that audience, if they are
okay, sir. I would like to again thank all for a wonderful discussion also.
Yes.
And every time I also used to feel and happy after delivering such sessions. And
yes. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Yes. I request the audience to pose their questions. Okay, sir. There is a question again regarding this precision and accuracy. Do you mean precision refers to reproducibility? If yes, can we use standard deviation to measure it?
Now standard deviation is also one of the parameters, statistical parameter. But precision, reproducibility, it's all right. The same answer you will get. Okay, but is it accurate? That is essential, because what you want, that is accuracy and not precision. But by default, if it is accurate, it will be precise also. And standard deviation is a statistical analysis term. And I feel mathematics book, it will go and refer that deviation means it will vary. And if it is precise, there will not be any variation. Reproduce means same. Reproduce means same. There will not be any variation or deviation. Okay, the same word, deviation. There will not be any deviation. So I feel, sir, I am also busy. I am also getting call. So
No, sir. Yes, sir. That will be sufficient right now. We have one of
because
your students over here, Mr. Rajesh Bisane, to express his gratitude towards your
okay,
contribution in his work, sir. Please, Rajesh, over to Rajesh Bisane, sir.
okay, sir.
Good morning, Dhiraj sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, sir, for delivering such a wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the participants, I declare this session to be officially finished. Next session we will start after half an hour. Means right now it is 11:40, so we will start our next session at 12:15 p.m. Thank you everyone for attending the session. Thank you, Deshmukh sir, for sparing time out of your busy schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, sir.